Can't nothing outside of you change you. Change is an inside decision. Change takes you taking action. So the first step, this is not even a step, but before we can get to the steps, you got to understand this. If you want to create change in your life, you have to take responsibility over it. You have to understand that that job, that responsibility lies within you. So some of you on this live, you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, but you're in the same situations. You complain about the same things. And I know it's easier said than done, but at some point you have to wake up and realize, okay, if I don't change, then I'm going to be complaining about this the rest of my life. Whatever that is for you, right? Sometimes it's a person that you deal with, a friend, a relationship. Sometimes it's a job. Sometimes it's whatever, whatever it is in your life, your health. My question to you is, how do you think that situation is going to change if you don't make the decision to change? I was talking to my son earlier today with his football dream, and I had to tell him, I was like, hey, at the end of the day, nothing happens if you don't believe in yourself and you don't put in the work. If you don't do the dark work, the work that nobody sees and the work that nobody celebrates. And so with you, I want you to understand that I can inspire you. I can motivate you. I can speak into your life. But until you get to a point of being really sick and tired and saying no more, then nothing will change. So that's a preview, right? That's a truth before we ever get to these things. So number one, when it comes to really changing your life, and these are simple things, but we know the simple things are the hardest things to apply. But number one, it comes to taking ownership over your life. This is kind of a bounce off the last thing I just talked about. But everybody in here, you have to take ownership over your life. If you don't like where you're at financially, you got to take ownership over that. Complaining about the president, complaining about your boss, complaining to me is not going to change your financial situation. You got to say, okay, what can I do to get myself out of this? If you're complaining about your health, okay, what can I do? And I understand some health things are irreversible to an extent. I get it. But what can I do to put myself in the best position possible to succeed? What can I do to put myself in the best position possible to change? What can I do to put myself in the best position possible to achieve the things that I want to achieve? You have to take ownership because it's your damn life. It's your life. I can find millions of things and reasons to complain. I can say, oh, people don't support me like this, or nobody believes in me, or the economy, or this or that. All those things might be true. But at the end of the day, how are those things helping me to change my situation? So you have to take ownership and stop living in blame. A lot of us, what we do is we live in blame, which brings me to number two. After you take ownership, after you really say, okay, it's on me because it is. If you want something to look different, you have to do something different. I know that's common sense, but it's things that I remind myself. It's the simple things that we have to put in place that will change our freaking life, man. Number two, you have to believe. And you say, Trent, okay, these are simple things. Okay, take ownership. You got to believe. Why ain't you doing it? Right? These are things that you know. I guarantee you. Now, I'm not about to give you some formula that you don't know that's from Mars. But it's the simple things that are the hardest things to apply because we think it's too simple. And we're looking for this complex formula to change when change is simply these things that I'm talking about today. Number two, you got to believe. And when I talk about belief, this is what my podcast is about today. And I'm about to go on this point for a very long time. I might end after this. A lot of us, even myself at times, we have something that I call misplaced belief. Okay? Belief is everything to the human soul, okay? Where you're at today, more than likely, is stemmed from your beliefs, okay? And I understand certain things happen, circumstances, like I'm not trying to undermine what you're going through. But better yet, let me say this. Where we choose to stay at stems from our beliefs, okay? Truth is that we can't control the storms that come in our life. Let's be real. Storms are going to happen. But a lot of us, what we're doing is we're creating our own storms. We're walking around with this black cloud. The storm has passed that was meant to better your life. But we walk with this black cloud. We walk in depression. We walk in blame. We walk in doubt. We walk in fear. We walk in negativity. We walk in sourness, bitterness. And we have this black cloud that follows us around because we're believing that nothing better is going to happen to our life. I was there in my life. Y'all know my story. I was believing my life is over, so I started to live like that. Some of you are believing people's opinions about your life on social media. Some of y'all in the comments believe in that. When people give me a negative comment, I laugh inside because I know my truth. My belief isn't placed in man. My belief is placed in God. Some of your beliefs are placed in the wrong things. Some of you are putting your belief in fear instead of belief in faith, and you wonder why you're operating in fear. I know I'm talking to somebody tonight. I feel sorry for the people that don't hear live right now because I'm about to go in. Some of you are putting your belief in comparison. You're comparing your life, looking at everybody else. Oh, man, I ain't gonna never have a relationship like that. Oh, I ain't gonna never have a house like that. Oh, I ain't gonna never be blessed like that. Oh, I ain't gonna never have this. Oh, I ain't gonna never have a perfect feed on my social media like that, or I ain't gonna never have a gift like that. And that's how you live your life. You believe that. You putting your belief in comparison instead of putting your belief in confidence. You say, Trent, well, how can I have confidence in myself? You can have confidence in yourself knowing that who's inside of you and who you were created to be. You're allowing the things outside of you that didn't create you to control you. At some point in your life, you have to change your beliefs. I talked about it on my podcast today. Go listen. Straight Up Podcast, episode 122. It's called, I forgot the title, but it came out today. I talked about this. You know, a simple example, a real life example. And this is a duh example, but what's going to happen, right? If you walk into your house, maybe it's your kids. We did this when we were younger. We got in trouble. Like my mama killed us. If you walked into your house and your kids had turned on the faucet in the kitchen, right? And you didn't have like a protector or drain in there. They turned on the faucet in the kitchen. They stuffed the drain with like, you know, the stopper. And when you come home, all the water is overflowing or it's about to start overflowing. Let me know in the comments right now. I know it's a simple question, but let me know in the comments right now, outside of giving your kids a spanking or punishing them, what are you going to do? If you see something overflowing in your house, what are you going to do, Charlene? What are you going to do, Paulette? Let me know. What you going to do, Jennifer? I want to know right now. If you guys watching this on replay, put it in the comments because I'm going to reread the comments because I want to see if we just got some common sense. Like, what you going to do, Ricky? Somebody let me know right now in the comments. I'm looking. Let me see. Hello, appreciate you. Let me see. Somebody tell me what they're going to do. If you come in the kitchen or your bathroom and your sink is overflowing, what are you going to do? Somebody let me know. I am waiting. I am waiting. I don't know if these comments are taking longer than what they're supposed to. Maybe it's a delay because I know this is not a hard question. So I'm waiting for somebody to give me the answer. I talked to my daughter. Okay, cool. But what you going to do before that? Right? Get some rags and towels. Okay. What you going to do before that? Somebody know the first action you going to take. Turn the water off. Right? Maria. Ding, ding, ding. Maria wins. Thank you, Maria. Turn the water off. What you're going to do is you're going to stop the flow. You're going to grab those handles, those faucets, and turn it off. Why? Because you don't want to allow the flow of water to continue to happen. You say, Trent, what does a faucet and water have to do anything with my life? Some of you in your life, you haven't turned off the faucet. You haven't turned off the flow. And what's happening is all these things, fear, doubt, low self-esteem, blame, all these things, self-hatred, all these things are continuing to flow in your life and you haven't stopped the flow. Some people ask, Trent, how do I change my life? The first thing you have to do is stop the flow. You can't keep allowing flow to fear in your life and expect to live a fearless life. You can't keep allowing things outside of you to flow in your life that's controlling you to be a confident person. At some point, you have to turn off and say, you know what? I'm turning off the self-doubt. I'm turning off the self-hatred. I'm turning off the blame. I'm turning off the insecure. I'm turning off these things. And you stop the flow, just like you would do in your kitchen. And then from that moment on, you make a decision to put your beliefs in the right things, because I'll tell you right now, you will never experience peace. You will never experience peace when you have misplaced beliefs. Misplaced beliefs will not activate, your faith. So right now in your life, some of you are believing what that person said about you. Oh, you ain't gonna be nothing without me. Spread the rumor. You believe in that instead of believing the truth about yourself. Instead of believing what you say about yourself. That's why I want to tell you right now in this moment, man, if you're going through a moment of self-doubt, the best thing that you can do is start self-mastery. What does that mean, Trent? It means keeping the damn promises to yourself. It means changing something. It means waking up early in the morning and going for a walk. It means just drinking water instead of drinking soda. It means taking control of something that's in your control that can bring confidence in your life, because the more confidence you have in your life, the more belief you have in your soul. And when you operate out of belief, you talk like this. When you operate out of belief, you live like this. I'm not perfect, but I'll tell you one thing. I live in purpose. I am purpose. I breathe purpose. I share purpose because I believe that this is what I was created for. I'm waking up the children. I'm waking up the children. I'm sorry, baby. I'm waking up the children because this message right here, man, when you walk in this, when you walk in belief, you walk with a different type of swag. When you walk in belief, you're not worried about what comes against you because you know what's inside of you will always create what's for your life. You're not worried about what they say about you because you already know what they say about you can't stop you. You already know no hater can stop God's favor. You know what was sent to break you will build you. You know when they pray for your evil, you know when they pray for your downfall, you don't put your belief in their prayers of your downfall because you know you already prayed to rise above. You already prayed to overcome. You already prayed to take your life to the next level. You already prayed that you're not going to surrender. You already prayed for that strength that can conquer through any type of weakness. You already prayed for it. So you believe, man. Some of you got your beliefs in the wrong things. And that's the problem. You got your belief in depression instead of deliverance. That's the problem. And I get it. I've had times in my life recently where I had my belief in the wrong things. And I said, Trent, you are continuing a flow that's pushing you to a place that's not going to serve your soul. I talked about this. It might seem weird to say, and I'm going to move on to number 3. I talked about this. Share this if you feel this, y'all. Let me know in the comments, because maybe I'm talking to myself. Maybe I'm just talking to the babies that I woke up. I don't know. Maybe I'm just talking to the bobbleheads right here. I don't know. I'm just talking to myself. Maybe I'm just feeling myself too much right now, but I hope that somebody's connecting with this because I feel connection spilling from my soul right now. But I talk about something called, hold on. Some good water right here. High quality H2O. I talk about something called soul momentum. And this is 2B or 3. We might not get to 3 tonight. I might end it off after this. 3 is repeat. I talk about something called soul momentum. I'm talking about this in my new book, Protect Your Peace, that comes out next year. But soul momentum is simply this. What's momentum? A lot of y'all know what momentum is. I played sports my whole life. I'm a coach now. I know momentum is the invisible power that can change things, right? It can change things for the good. It can change things for the bad. It allows the team to come back. It allows the team to go on a run. I believe we have momentum in our life, and I believe we're able to create the momentum that we need, right? I call it soul momentum. But unfortunately, we also have negative soul momentum, meaning that we sit with negative thoughts. We sit with blaming ourselves. We sit with only seeing the negative. We sit seeing that everything is working against us, and we stay there. And what that does is that it creates a pattern of negative momentum. I guarantee everybody going through something tonight that you can go back if you take enough time and you can pinpoint when that negative momentum started. Maybe it was 2020 COVID. Maybe it was a death in your family. Maybe it was somebody walking out your life. Maybe it was the job being unfair to you. But you can go back to a place where you can pinpoint where that negative momentum started. And if you don't change it, if you don't turn off the faucets, you will create a negative soul momentum in your life where you go down a road that you don't need to go down, where you dive yourself in, as I always say, depression quicksand, where you can't get out of it. But just as there's negative soul momentum, there's positive soul momentum. What's that? It's the opposite. It's saying, you know what? I done been through a lot. These past chapters suck. This person that did this and did that. They talking about me. I ain't keeping my habits to myself. I'm doing that. And you know what? You say, it stops right here. I'm going to take control over my life right now. And I'm going to do something today. Something small, y'all. That's the thing, man. It ain't about doing something major. It's the small things that add up. I'm going to do something small. And I'm going to take control over that, and I'm going to repeat. And I'm going to start getting my life in a more positive direction by doing more positive things in my life. Whether that is making a decision, making a choice, whether that is putting your beliefs in the right things instead of the wrong things, whether that's getting to your word. I don't know what it is for you because I don't know your situation. But I do know you have a choice right now to say, tomorrow, I'm going to start my day off by protecting my peace. I'm going to get up. I'm going to sit on my porch. I'm going to sit in gratitude. I'm going to sit in my word. I'm going to listen to something. I'm going to go for a walk. I'm going to get my workout on. I'm going to drink some water when I first wake up. But I'm going to do something that is the opposite of what I've been experiencing. And I know those things seem so simple, y'all. But those are the things that truly create change in your life. I haven't always been here, but I can pinpoint when I first said it's rehab time before the world ever knew. That's when I started to create some positive soul momentum in my life. That's when my beliefs changed. That's when I understood the power of belief. And what you focus on is what you will feel. Where focus goes, energy flows. I realized that. And some people might say, oh, Trent, that's toxic positivity. Right? That's the thing. Toxic positivity. What is toxic positivity? Like, I understand, like, not keeping it 100 with yourself. I understand, like, praying and not actually believing. I understand and saying it, but not actually doing it. I get that part of it. But when people say, oh, you too positive, what's the damn alternative? To not be? When people say, oh, man, you believing in something that ain't happened yet. Well, you believing in something that ain't happened yet. Some of us, we giving ourselves the death sentence that hasn't happened yet. Some of us telling us we going to lose before we ever even try to attempt to win. Some of us are telling us our life is over before we even try to start a new beginning. You doing the same thing negative-wise. So why would I do something that doesn't feed my soul in the right way? Why would I do something that doesn't help my life or doesn't progress my life? Why would I do that? Why would I not be positive? Why would I not hope that there's better in the future? Why would I not visualize that there's more to my life than what I'm currently experiencing? Why would I not think and believe that the storm is going to come to an end at some point? If optimism is negativity, then call me negative. Because I refuse to keep my life in the place and I'm feeding my soul. Y'all heard me say this a million times. What you feed your mind will grow in your soul. Write that down somewhere on your mirror. What you feed your mind will grow in your soul. What you feed your mind will grow in your soul. The world gonna be rough enough. I ain't about to give the world help. So I want to share that with y'all tonight, man. I don't want to take too much of your time tonight. I want to share that with y'all because, I'm not trying to undermine anybody. I'm not trying to make you feel like, oh man, like there's something wrong with you. Trust me, man, I'm going through my battle too. But I refuse to surrender. I refuse to surrender to my doubt. Doubt creeps up. I refuse to surrender to it. I refuse to surrender to outside criticisms. I refuse to surrender to things that don't serve my soul. I refuse to surrender to that because I surrender to God. And if I have belief in God, how can I have belief in the opposition? How can I have belief in the things that he doesn't give us? How can I have belief in fear and say, I believe in God when God doesn't give us a spirit of fear? I know we're human, but these are things I remind myself of. And I say, Trent, you tripping. TT, Trent tripping. You tripping, Trent. And I remind myself. Okay, so a lot of you, man, I see it in my comments, like, Trent, I wish I can tell her. These are the things that help change your life. These are the things that help you grow in your life. These are the things. Like, and I know us, we don't want to hear tools because a lot of us don't want We don't want to be handy in our own life, and we don't want to actually apply the tools. We want things to just happen. We want to live a very random life and expect intentional things to take place. It's not going to happen like that. You got to be very intentional in what you need and want out of your life. If you ain't going to do it, ain't nobody going to give it. Some of y'all walk around with your hands out like this, like, oh my gosh, do you have my healing, sir? Oh my gosh, do you have my growth? Do you have my change? And you walk around waiting. I'm not saying people can't help you, because people will help you. But you got to be willing to help yourself first. You got to. And if you don't, then I hate to say this, and I pray I'm wrong, but more than likely you're going to keep experiencing what you're experiencing. And I think the more you stay in it, man, the less you believe that you can come out of it. I really, really do. So I pray that you delivered. I pray that you're free. I pray that you win this war in your mind, this war that's telling you that you're not enough, this war that's telling you that, you have no purpose, this war. And I pray that you free from everything that don't have purpose in your life. Because some of us, the problem is we attach to things that don't have purpose, and we realize and we wonder why we don't feel purpose in our life. Like some of us, we live our whole entire life. I know it was a time in my life where I was so attached to things that had no purpose. And I said, God, if there's no purpose in it, free me from it, straight up. That's my prayer every single day. God, if there's no purpose in it, free me from it. Whatever it is, people, things, places, etc. If it's no purpose in it, free me from it. Life is too short not to live in purpose. Because when you live in purpose, you create that positive soul momentum in your life. Because you know you're walking out and doing what you're called to do, and circumstances have a less effect over you. I've been through hard times when I've been over here smiling, motivating y'all, going through the hardest times. And y'all, sometimes you know it because I speak about it, sometimes you don't. But I have so much belief in my purpose, I don't believe in those hard times. I believe that those things are strengthening me. I believe in His power. I believe that the tide will change. I believe that the day will end. I believe that tomorrow will come. I believe that the dawn will rise. I believe that the sun will come. I believe there's a new beginning. I believe. And that keeps me in a place of faith. That keeps me in a place of hope. That keeps me in a place of gratefulness. That keeps me in a place of appreciation. That keeps me in a place of confidence and not worry. Because I believe. Some of us, we lost our belief. Some of us, we lost our belief in the world. We lost our belief. And when I say in the world, I mean the positiveness in the world. We lost our belief in ourselves. We lost our belief in our dream. We counted ourselves out. Some of us on this live right now, you already counted yourself out. You already told yourself what it's not going to be, what you're not going to do. It will never be it. I'm too old. I'm too this. I'm too that. Nobody cares about me. You counted yourself out, man. Man, the world didn't count you out. Maybe your friends didn't count you out. Your family didn't count you out. Social media didn't count you out. You can't count yourself out. It don't matter who counts yourself out as long as you don't count yourself out, because God still got you. Don't y'all realize that? And I'm speaking to you from a place of experience. I'm speaking to a place of building something out the mud that's now reaching the whole entire world. Y'all have seen it. You've been on my journey. I'm not talking to you from a place of ideas. I'm talking to you from a place of experience. Some of you, all you're doing is sitting on your butt. And excuse me, I know I'm getting a little personal. I know some people might get upset, might get off of here. But some of us, we sit on our butt expecting to create change in our life. We expecting things to just switch up without switching any things up. Like, you got to get off your butt and you got to put in the work. And some people say, Trent, man, I heard this the other day, random. Heard this the other day. Somebody say, Trent, you're so natural. And I laughed because I said, yeah, if you understood that natural meant 13 years, if you understood that natural meant day in and day out working on myself, if you understood natural meant the dark work, if you understood natural meant losses and not surrender, if you understood natural meant going through it and surviving through it and growing from it, that's what it meant. And some of us, we think that it's not available for us. It is. It is. I don't come on these lives for my health. I come on these lives to hopefully give you hope. I don't want you to quit on yourself, because when you quit on yourself, you're not just quitting on you. You're quitting on the people that need your story. You're quitting on the people that were there to benefit off your purpose, off your gifts, off your talents. Stop counting yourself out. Stop. But Trent, but nothing. No more buts. No more. Stop finding reasons to justify why you can't change, why you can't grow. Stop finding it. Stop misplacing your belief in those negative justifications. Stop misplacing your belief in those limitations and start putting your belief in elevation. Start putting your belief in your aspirations. Start putting your belief in something better. Some of you right now are thinking that I know it. I can feel it. I can smell it. I can smell it through the phone. Some of you are like, oh, but Trent, but my mama died. Mine did too. And you see me still ticking and moving. You see me still ticking and moving. Yeah, it get hard, it get rough. Yeah, I can have my beliefs in grief for the rest of my life. But I say, if I have my beliefs in grief, then I'm never going to be free. So I put my beliefs in greatness instead of grief, and I celebrate my mom's life, and I go hard for my life because I realize that at some point I won't have this life no more. So don't give me what you're going through. I can speak about my mama right now because some of you are going through cancer. Some of you are going through battles, and you putting your belief. You putting your belief in the doctor's reports. You putting your belief in your sickness. And I know this might seem very insensitive, but I'll tell you like I told my mama. And actually, she spent very little time believing in the doctor's reports. Very little. I don't know if she even spent any time. Because that's how she rocked. That's how she rolled. She said, nah, I don't accept that. My belief is in what my Lord and Savior says. I don't care what man says. I understand what God says. I don't care what the world says. I understand what the word says. That's where my belief is. And some of you believing in the wrong things. You're giving yourself a death sentence instead of yourself a life sentence. And I don't know. My mom's no longer here, but I can tell you right now, my mom lived a lot longer than it said she was going to live because she had her belief in the right things. She had her belief in her healing. She had her belief in her deliverance. She had her belief in her mission and her purpose to fulfill her duty on earth. And she stayed in hospice, y'all know, for 5 months. The doctor said she had 2 weeks and she stayed for 5 months. And then she finally got tired of kicking cancer's ASS. So, hey, I'm done here. It's on y'all now. So I don't want to hear these excuses in here. I understand. Maybe you went through something very difficult, something traumatizing. I get it. I understand. But you putting your belief in that. Put your belief in your story. Put your belief in your purpose. Put your belief in something else. Stop placing your belief in the things that don't serve your soul. Start putting your belief in the things that help your life. That's my message to you, because I know a lot of you right now are saying, Trent, I can't though, but you don't understand. I'm 70 years old, but stop being a professional justifier. I just made that word up. Stop being a professional justifier where you're always justifying why you're at where you're at. Because at the end of the day, I want to tell you this, the world doesn't give a damn. They don't. The bill collectors don't give a damn. Trust me, I know. I just had surgery. They don't care how you feel. Your job probably don't give a damn. They still expect you to be at work. This world does not stop spinning. The time does not stop ticking. People do not stop living because you're a professional justifier. Nothing wrong with being hurt. Nothing wrong with being down. Because I get down a lot. Well, I wouldn't say a lot. I get down enough, but I don't stay down. Because I refuse to justify and feel good about staying in a certain place in my life. I refuse that. And that's a big part of protecting your peace, man. That's a big part of what I'm working on in this book that's coming out next year that you guys better support. I'll need you to support this one. But I'm working on that, man. The subtitle of this book is simply a guide to overcoming the constant battles in life, because that's what life is about. And one of the best ways to overcome it is understanding where your belief is, man. Because how you believe and what you believe will dictate how you grow in life. As my Jennifer said, you're right. You're replaceable. And something I tell myself all the time, I'm replaceable. If I stop coming on here, you guys are going to find somebody else to listen to. No matter how much I'm giving to you, I'm replaceable. You're replaceable. Right? Your job is going to replace you. Once you expire or they leave, they got somebody else. I realize that in football. They got another receiver the next week, the next day, actually. Right? The individual is not replaceable because there'll never be another like you. But the person, not the person, I don't know how to say this, the human, like you as a human, they can find another human. They might not can find another you, but they can find another human to put in your position. And so you have to understand that about this world, about this life. So as we leave here tonight, I go to Instagram because I'm feeling turned up tonight. I just want to ask you that question, man. How long are you going to stay in the same place that you're sick and tired of? Just change one thing tomorrow. Just do one thing that creates positive soul momentum in your life. It could simply be grabbing a water bottle and saying, you know what? I'm going to stay hydrated today. So simple. So simple. But hydration is so important to our mind, so important to our mood. Some of y'all be bitter and salty because you're dehydrated. Right? So important. But on a serious note, I come on here, man, and talk like this and give my all. I don't know no other way to come on here. I really don't. I mean, I know y'all know this, especially ones that have been down for so long, but I truly care. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like I know you, even if I don't know you. I mean, I never met you, but I truly care. I feel like I'm just talking to you. Annie, Holly, I'm just talking to you. And I want it for you so bad. I just want you to just get the idea so bad. And unfortunately, all I can do is share. It's up to you to receive, accept, and apply. And I know a lot of you do because I get a lot of messages and say, Trent, man, that simple thing you talked about change, it changed my life. So I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Again, I didn't say this at the beginning. Well, I said this at the beginning, but a lot of you, this is not for everybody, okay? I will have free events in the future, but this is a very, very small, intimate group, like not 5 people, but no more than 10 people, intimate group in Broken Bow, Oklahoma, where I'm doing my Protect Your Peace Mastermind Retreat. We will have more of these. I will do events where I go to different cities, especially when the book comes out, around the book tour, where I'm doing free rehabs in the wild, nature walks, all that stuff. But this is a paid thing. And for people that, this Protect Your Peace Retreat and Mastermind is for the person that wants to live in purpose, for the person that wants to learn from me just off the things that I've lived through and been through, for the person that just wants to understand what protecting their peace is all about, right? The person that needs to disconnect to reconnect to their soul. This is for you. Unfortunately, I have 2 spots left. So I don't need an explanation. If you can't make it, you don't have to explain anything like that. It's fine. But if it's for you, www.rehabuniversity.com. Okay, www.rehabuniversity.com. Also, even if it's not for the retreat, we have a program coming out in September. You can pre-order it now. Okay, it's 3 ways you can take this program: a self-study or interactive, which is you have me on Zooms. I don't want to spend too much time talking about this because it's kind of premature. But if you want to look at that, I have a video that explains it. It's called The Art of Moving On. Okay, I know a lot of you need this, right? It's like, man, Trent, how do I move on? That's the number one question that I've had for the last decade. How do I move on? Because the truth is, it's inevitable that we're going to move forward in life because we have to, because the days move forward, so we move with the days. But moving on is optional. There's a lot of people who move forward that don't move on, right? We stay stuck in the past. We stay stuck in the person. We stay stuck in the pain. Past, purpose, and pain. We stay stuck in these things. And I want to help you be delivered from those things. So I'm going to talk about this a lot more in August. You know, it will be limited to, I don't like having huge groups, y'all, because I want to be able to connect, you know, on a level of personal build. That's not a word. Be personal with you guys. So again, those things are available at rehabuniversity.com. I'm about to go to Instagram, have some fun over there. Who knows what I'm going to talk about. And Christine, let me do a star shout out right quick. If you want to give stars, let's do it now so I can shout you out. Christine, thank you so much. I appreciate you. I'll be in Portland next month. I'll be in Aruba next month. I'll be in Dallas next month, which is here. I'll be Broken Bow next month. I'll be a lot of places, man, coming up soon. So I want to send some shout out. Nancy, thanks for the stars. I appreciate you. Miss Sands, thanks for the stars. I appreciate you. What else we got? What up, Angela? Thank you for the love. Janice, thanks for the stars. I appreciate you. Y'all got about 2 more minutes with this, man. I got to get off. Top fan. I want top supporter. I want supporters. AJ, for sure. Samantha said, I'll be there. Samantha, if y'all want to be there, I'm telling you right now, it might be sold out already. So I haven't looked at my phone, but it might be. We only had 2 spots left, literally. What up, Laura? Good to see you, Laura. I appreciate you for always rocking with me. Crystal, I appreciate you for always rocking with me. Thank you. Make sure I didn't miss anybody. Janice, thank you. Unfortunately, not yet. You can do the programs from Australia, but I like the retreats to be in person. Like, I don't want it to be through Zoom or anything like that. Jonathan, thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And my hope, too, is that we do a rehab event. I'm still working on that, y'all. Hopefully, we'll do one this year or next year, but like a big, like, in-person event, in an auditorium and all that type of stuff. So hopefully we'll do that. But I'm out. Appreciate y'all.